I can tell you straight up right now that I would be literally lying. What's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I figured with some recent news, we need to have a conversation. As always on my channel, I like to have these type of discussions with you guys, and I find it interesting to understand somebody else's perspective as well as mine. So let's just get straight to the point. We're going to be talking about Louis Vuitton and their recent price increase. Okay, well, not even just their recent price increase, which happened on May 5th or May 6th. We had a price increase in March. We had a price increase in January. So as well as that, I'm going to touch a little bit on Chanel as well, because it is rumored that Chanel shall be having a price increase very soon, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So let's start with Louis Vuitton. So you know what, so the first point that I think that I would make is definitely that it's the timing. For me, I feel like, why now? Like, why right this second? Could we not have like held this a little bit longer until we kind of came out of this pandemic as a world? Do I think that their brand is suffering? Of course, I will not know that. It's hard to say. I think a lot of people's frustration is generally going to be the timing. Yes, don't get me wrong, I know that luxury is like a first world problem, whatever, but some of us do invest in these pieces. Some of us are genuinely behind these brands and are here to buy a luxury piece, etc, etc. One could be here saying, well, does any of this even matter? Yeah, okay, great. I'm talking to the individuals where this does matter. I would personally say that I was a little bit like, okay, it's a bit much. Like, it's a bit much. And even for me, I'm just like, whoa, this one is not even necessarily about that. It is, but it isn't. It's kind of like, why do the price increase when you just did 2 other price increases? And you're doing it at a time where we're all very sensitive. Like, we're all going through our own things. And there's a pandemic in the world and very sensitive. You know, it's very hard because there's so many positives and negatives that one could actually bring forth to this situation. The price increases had to be justified and were made because of, you know, having to pay the employees. And obviously, again, Louis Vuitton is not a private company. It's under the LVMH motherboard. So therefore, yeah, we could say that maybe it could be a strategic move because maybe some of the houses are suffering. I mean, I don't really know in that respect, but I'm just talking about as a consumer. So the next point that we're going to talk about is, which is quite frustrating, and I'm pretty sure is for some of you out there as well, which is quality. I think that most of us wouldn't necessarily mind paying the price increases as long as the quality was matching that. It's really absurd to pay all these price increases if the quality of the pieces aren't actually increasing, and in fact, one could argue are definitely decreasing. That is another huge problem. Louis, fine, why don't do the price increases for whatever your reasons are, but at the same time, well, why can't we up the quality? Like, why can't this be a 50-50 thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't it feel like it's some sort of mutual partnership? Like, okay, fine, I'm gonna give in more, but can you give me out more as well? Because I mean, let's be honest, most of their pieces, I don't know what's up with quality control at the moment, but some of their pieces are often returned. And I know a few people that have had to return very popular pieces that they managed to get their hands on finally, but had to return it because, well, it wasn't the quality that we are used to, shall we say. You know, some of us do get pieces where they're like, there's nothing wrong with them, but then I also feel like there is a high majority of people that also do notice that their pieces are just not up to standard for the type of prices that we are paying, or regardless of the amount. If you're a brand that stands for quality, then be a brand that stands for quality. Like, don't try and make shift and let some pieces slide through because of inventory. Like, that's unfair. And also, you have some people that don't necessarily scan pieces as well as others or know exactly what to look for. So some of these pieces that do slip through the cracks, somebody else could be completely happy with because they just don't know how to quality control that piece themselves. Does that make sense? The trust there is lacking a little bit, but now you're trying to make me pay even more. Like, that's a bit, I don't know, my brain can't conceptualize that. So this brings me to my next point, which is we have pieces from LV that we all know. We've been stalking the damn website for forever now. Okay, we've been stalking the website, and let me just hang on. Whilst we're on that note, if you're like me, and which most of you definitely are. Before we get to the other note, whilst we're here, if you're new to my channel, then hi, I'm Adila. Nice to meet you. If you are Luxe obsessed, which you probably are for clicking on this video, then definitely click the subscribe button and join us here on my channel. I upload everything to do with luxe, mainly handbags to be honest, but yes, bit of handbags, bit of jewelry, that type of thing. Then definitely subscribe. I upload on Wednesdays and Saturdays, in case you didn't know, and I also upload a cheeky little video on a Monday as well. So you can go ahead and do that right now. I'll definitely wait. That was pretty quick. Thank you very much. Anyways, let's keep going. So my point was, you and me both know we've once upon a time stalked the LV website, have we not? Please do not tell me you haven't. For those pieces that just never seem to come in stock, okay? The only time you're going to catch this piece in stock is 1 a.m. and 2 a.m, 3 a.m, like at these awkward hours that I'm like, look, I'm investing here, I'm investing my sleep and time in this brand to invest and give back some quality. Like, furthermore, how is it fair if we have low stock, okay, inventory is not there, meaning only a lucky few can even get their hands on these pieces, right? So, okay, fine, you've told me there's a price increase, okay, or maybe you haven't even told me that, but I've heard it in the grapevine that there's going to be a price increase, but I can't even buy the piece that I want to buy. Like, I can't even be like, you know what, sod it, I'm going to buy it, like, now, because I don't want to suffer from the price increase, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with this price increase, there were some items that I did want to buy, and I just couldn't. I couldn't because stock wasn't there. I stalked it. I even purchased something. They ended up cancelling my order. Anyways, my point is that a lot of us suffer with not even being able to get our hands on these pieces when they are at a lower price point. So the prices just keep jumping and jumping and jumping. It's like, for goodness sake, I really wanted to buy this piece when it was X amount and now it's X amount. So it kind of makes you go through this cycle of just unjust. Like, it's not right. Like, it's absurd. How are you supposed to gain these items at the prices that we want to buy them at when the inventory is not even there, especially when you're having the price increases so close together? Like, that's such a joke. At the most, it's just irritating, to be honest. Again, everybody's in a different type of situation, right? But there is people as well that have to take the time to save up for some of these pieces. When you're making your wish list, right, and you've put down this item and obviously it costs X amount at the time, and you say, okay, fine, this is what I'm going to work towards, etc. And it's taking you a little bit of time to save up for this item, and when you finally get to the amount or like close to the amount and you're getting really excited because you're going to be able to buy these items, especially when it's not around the usual times where we do experience price increases like this. I cannot even fathom that if somebody was saving up for something and we had a price increase in October, then it's like, okay, fine, I'll just keep saving a little bit more. And then we had a price increase in January. Of course, it does depend on what these items are, but just catch my drift for a second. So it's like, you have a price increase in January, you're like, oh my goodness, what? I just had a price increase. Damn, I had to increase the amount I was saving already, plus having the whole life to deal with, you know. Well, actually, no, we're going to do a price increase in March. And it's like, whoa. Before you got too happy there, we're doing another price increase in May. What is this? What is this? What, honestly, is this? At this point, it's kind of like, can you just tell me your reasons? Can you just give me your reasons as to why we're even having this price increase, so we're all on the same page, so I can understand from the brand's perspective? You know what I'm saying? Is that going to happen? Obviously not. You know, one can only also guess that some of it's got to do with brand perception. Of course, makes it a little bit harder for individuals to buy the brand. So therefore, it kind of lifts up the caliber that it's sitting on. So I understand that, but I'm just like, look, quality, canvas, I will still buy some of the pieces that are on my wish list. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's a bit much. Like, it's a bit suffocating at the moment, that it's kind of like, wow, why have we heard from you 3 times and we're in the 5th month? There is a little bit of a positive with that, because if you are somebody who already did own these pieces prior to all these price increases, etc., then yes, of course, it does maintain the value of those pieces. And best believe, like, even if you did attain one of the pieces you've been after right now, there will be price increases further down the line, meaning that your specific piece retains value for the amount that you paid for that item. So in that respect, yes, there's a positive. However, the difficult thing about this conversation is like you could have so many different points that it's kind of difficult, but I do think that each point has its own legs to stand on, you know. What I'm going to show you next is I picked out some popular items from LV that have been trendy, or some of their classic pieces, etc, etc, and I've put up their price increases. So basically I'm going to throw it on the screen right now so you guys can see it. So the mini pochette is obviously a very popular item, and it is kind of hard to get. It is not as sold out as the Pochette Accessoire. In late 2019 it cost $340, and then it cost $350, and then $365. So in terms of percentage, that is a 4% increase. Move on, then we have the key pouch or the Claire. In 2019 this was $205. Early 2020 it was $210, and it was $215. So in total that's about a 2% increase. Let's move on to the Pochette Accessoire. So the Pochette Accessoire in monogram in 2019 cost $525. Early 2020 it was $540. So that's what the price increase went up to in March. And now the price is $630. That is a whopping 17%. Can you believe it? 17%. Whew. Wow. Like, honestly, damn. And as well, there is a point to note here, because in Damier Azur is cheaper than the monogram print. I'm gonna guess that this was strategically done because the Pochette Accessoire in monogram print is more on the trendier side. Okay, it's like more of a piece that is sought after. So I think they strategically thought, okay, the people want this, the people constantly buying this, we're selling out of this piece all the time. The Azur, not so much. So let us increase the monogram version by 17%, okay? And increase the Damier Azur by 6%, because the Damier Azur used to be $525 in 2019, and in March 2020 it was $540, the same as the monogram print. However, now it is retailed for $570, which is only a 6% increase. So that alone makes us question their whole strategy. Like, do you just want the money? You want the money, okay? You're just trying to charge us for the pieces because this bag is the same, both canvas leather, just different prints. Why are you charging me so much more for the monogram print? And it's so hard to get. It's so hard to get. Like, you have to be a night owl to even source that piece, unless you're doing it through like a personal shopper, and you have to pay extra fees anyways. So the last one that I want to talk about, which is a piece that I've been meaning to get, and now I'm like, geez. It's the Nice BB. So the Nice BB is kind of a popular piece as well, not as trendy as, you know, the Matisse and things like that. So you can still at the moment easily get the Nice BB online. Here's the shocker of this one, which is with all of these pieces, but this one I think it's because I won it that I'm like, okay. So in 2016, the Nice BB cost $885, okay? In 2019, it cost $900. Early 2020, it cost $1,140. And now we're at a whopping $1,200. So here we go. It's that question again. It was $885 once upon a time, and now I personally should pay $1,200. I just can't justify it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Woo! Like, is it worth it? It eats you up, doesn't it? It eats you up knowing that the price was cheaper before. Yes, we experience price increases every single year. That's never going to go away. Of course, I do have some questions for you guys, like, are you still going to be investing in the brand or not? What are your feelings? Let me know in the comments down below. I did also want to quickly mention that Chanel is apparently having a price increase. Also, well, this is speculated in Europe that it's on the 11th of May. And in the US, it's on the 17th of May. Now this one, again, this is just apparently, and their price increase is rumored to be up to 17%. Now this one is kind of like, you have no choice. Like, it feels like you have no choice. Of course, the stores are closed. Of course, Chanel doesn't sell their bags online. So it's kind of like, even if I wanted to buy a bag right now and I wasn't getting it like from a personal shopper, I do know that some TAs are still able to get their hands on stuff, but let's just say that you don't have one, then you're kind of screwed. It's like you're left in this position where it's like, well, I don't really want to pay the price increase. Like I don't, but how do I even go out sourcing the bag that I want? So that's the thing about the Chanel that I'm just like this is beyond me. This is beyond me. Up to 17%. Ugh, not right now, please. Please. Like some of us who aren't like uber rich and have cash flows that we can just be like dipping into, we have to make calculated decisions, okay? Timely decisions. Right now, it's like, I don't really know as pandemic is going. Yes, it might be slowing down, but I don't know. Like, do you know? Do I want to let go of that fund right now if I don't really know what's going to be happening? Catch-22, I don't know, but if you don't, then there's a price increase, and then it's like, oh, what if nothing happened? Then you could have just bought the bag anyway. It's just it's a hard time. It's definitely a hard time. And of course, Chanel is a privately owned company, so I do know that some people have an opinion on that and are kind of thinking, well, you don't have any like stock partners, and you know, are the like companies chained onto you? You're privately owned. So why do you need to have a price increase right now? Like, can you not just take the loss for just 1 second? Because we all know like you're cashing in. I loved having this discussion with you guys. Again, leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. Honestly, I think it's a conversation that we need to have, negative or positively. The choice is yours there. However, it's kind of just good for us to talk about these things within the community. If I'm being honest, I'm just looks obsessed. So yes, individuals like me, one could say, aren't really helping the situation because I'm still going to put money in the brand, and that is the sad truth. The sad truth is that anything I say, anything that somebody who's opposed to putting money into their brand for these reasons, the sad truth is that there is a high majority of us that still will buy luxury. So that's not necessarily the point of my video, because I would be lying if I said I will never buy a piece from Chanel or from Louis. Like, I can tell you straight up right now that I would be literally lying. So I'm not comfortable right now to say that I wouldn't, but have any of you got to that point where you're like, you know what, I'm done, like I'm just not even going to, it's not worth it? If that is you, then definitely let me know how you got there, what was your thought process and stuff like that, and do you think that you'll stick to it? But for now, if you did enjoy this video, then definitely give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't had enough, then definitely click this video right here and keep on watching. Do you follow me on Instagram as well? I love having conversations over there. So definitely add me there and we can have a little conversation. But for now, that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.